Hello everybody, this is Stellarum back for another episode of Kerbal Space Program. So last episode we landed on the Mun with our Mun lander here. We came with Karen and Jedson. That was after a catastrophic incident with Jebediah and Anchel, who sadly perished in that disaster. So we did rename their landing site, rest in peace, Jebediah and Anchel, just a little memorial of them. As you can see here, I've gone ahead and done some biome scanning. So we have a little bit of biome sort of stuff going on here. We have some information about what biomes are around our landing site here. And you can see there's the twin craters, there's highlands, there's midland craters, there's more midland craters. If you zoom in here, right in there, there's highland craters. There's all sorts of little biomes to inspect and survey. So we're going to try to do a quick hop over to one of them. But let's just take a quick look into our scanner, and let's go to the big map. And then let's switch our map type over to slopes. No, we want altimetry. That's what we want. Okay, and let's try to get... I was just taking a quick look at how much delta V we have remaining. So we have about just under 700 delta V remaining. Not too bad. Let's take a quick look over here at our landing site. Oops, I clicked something there. Alright, so it's a low-res altimetry data, so it is a little bit sparse in terms of how much data we can actually get from it. Let's just zoom out a little bit. I've been trying to figure out exactly where the different... you can see I was kind of in a little bit of a canyon almost, or I was just on the edge of that. There is kind of a crater over here. I might just head towards that crater. I think that crater will be a different biome. I'm not too sure. I'm just trying to figure out where the twin craters are, but there's so many craters around here. It could be like this one over here or something. But we might just kind of head towards this little crater here. Hopefully that's a new biome there. We can track it through our... let's go back to our biome type. We'll kind of get an idea where it is, and we'll see how much delta V that used. We probably want to leave at least 400 or maybe even 500 if we can delta V in our tank. So we might not quite get there, but we'll see. Let's take a look here. So we can go back to this and maybe zoom in just a little bit. Okay, so we're going to be heading... Let's just see which direction we're going. We want to go in that direction there. So if we zoom in... So it's kind of, if we open up our heads-up display, it's kind of off this way. So I might try rotating us just a little bit. Okay. Anyways, let's see how we do. Let's just go up in the air and we'll see what we can do, and if we can get over there. So let's just give it a bit of delta V. That should be enough. Ooh, we need some RCS. so we're down to 600 delta V. Let's just rotate that a little bit more. How are we doing over here? We're moving, I think we're moving towards this. This is probably that crater. So this twins is probably just a little bit south of there. So it could be like this over here. Anyways, we're heading towards this. I'm fine with that. Might actually be heading a little bit that way, so let's go that. How are we doing for delta V? We're at 523. All right, how are we doing? We're coming in a bit high or fast. Alright, so there we are. Uh-oh. So that wasn't as graceful as a landing as we wanted, but that's alright. Okay, I think we'll do alright here. And I think we're about to strand ourselves, actually. If I look over at my delta V, we're up over 200 meters a second. So we're definitely going to be stranding our astronauts here. That's alright, though. We'll be able to send a mission to bring them back home. As long as we can get them back down safely. Okay, so we brought them back down and we have 150 meters a second delta V. That's not going to be enough, to be quite frank. And where are we? We're not even close to that biome we were looking at. We actually went north. Okay, so we went north here. The biome we were looking at was probably over here. So this might have been the Twins crater. Or maybe this one? I'm not sure. I am so not sure. But that's alright. It's all part of the learning curve. So, we're going to have to send somebody to come and rescue these guys. And they don't even have a new biome. Yeah. Okay. So let's close this down. Let's go back to our space center. And we're going to have to plan a rescue mission. Now, there is something that I needed to tell you. Jebediah and Anshel actually came back to life. So they, I guess in my settings I have it where they'll come back to life, even if we kill them. So we can kill them again, I guess. So thankfully we have an extra pilot and scientist. We do also have some of the astronauts that are on the science module station, so we can go and use some of them to also mount the rescue missions. But let's see how we can do that. First off, I'm just going to take a quick look, and I'll give you a quick way to see how much delta V you actually need. If I go over here and I look at my Somnia satellite, you see how it's using 555 meters a second? That's a pretty good indication of how much delta V you're actually going to need. It's probably a little bit higher than that actually. So I was probably a little bit low on how much I needed. Once I landed, I probably needed to just go straight back into orbit in order to do that. But that's alright. I figured I could get over for just a few meters a second, but it costs a lot of energy to sort of hover like that, and my landings certainly haven't been the most optimal, so oh well, live and learn. So let's just jump in the science here, or into the station here, and let's take a quick look around. We do have a lot of nodes that we can use for this mission, this rescue mission. We also have a little bit of fuel in our fuel tank. We can send some of our astronauts back, especially if we have some science to return. Speaking of which, let's just take a quick look here. Yeah, keep processing that. Keep the data for now. Okay. Can we transmit some science? I think we can. Uploading data. Looks like we got a little bit of science to transmit, so how much science do we get? 71 science. Perfect. So preparing to obtain the biome data, I needed to go and do a scan of the MUN. So there was a whole bunch of days where I was scanning the MUN in order to get that data, and that was this is just generating one science a day. So 71 days, yeah, that seems about right. So let's go. You know what? Let's head back to the Space Center. What I'm going to do is for next episode, I'm actually going to set up the rescue mission and send it over there. But in the meantime, I'm going to take a quick look. I haven't been able to do much science lately, and I've got enough to do some here. So let's take a quick look at what we could do. Can we get up to one of these? No, we need 300 for this. So we can't get this. This will give us some more science sort of stuff. This would give us surface scanning. That would actually be very useful, because we do want to work our way up to, let's see here, I think it's this, the ISRU converter. This lets us use some of the resources on the MUN or on Kerbin, well, Kerbin or asteroids or Minmus or Duna or wherever we end up being. So it's a very good, it's a good thing to look for. In the meantime, what else can we do? There's some stuff here that's kind of interesting. But the ascent landing spaceplane. Yeah, that would be very useful. So we might want to get up to that like as soon as possible. Some of these things though I don't quite need, and when I come back from the surface, it's going to give me a lot of extra science that I can use. Specialized control, some monopropellant tanks, some extra engines. Okay, so what are our options right now? We can go with much heavier rockets, which might not be a bad idea because that will give us the mainsail. We can go with some more fuel systems, some bigger fuel tanks, as well as some smaller ones. That might not be a bad idea as well. We do want to redo that monopropellant tug that we had designed for our station, and that might be a good way of doing that. This would provide us some more utility type engines and fuel tanks, and then that leads up to the Twitch engines, Spider engines, sort of smaller engines, Separatrons, and some different fuel tanks. Those are kind of interesting. Actuators. Ooh, we can get a grappling unit. That might be the winner. Because other than that, we can go with arrow. You know what? We do kind of want the arrow. There are some. There are a couple missions that I need to do that would make a lot of sense to use these arrow parts for and build a better space plane. So I might do that, although I might wait until we get I might wait until we get the aerospace tech with the Rapier engine, the big space plane tail, the big S stuff. Yeah, we might wait until we get that. But in the meantime, we're gonna need to get other stuff. This Probodobodine core is actually a little bit better. It does have prograde and retrograde hold and stability assist, so it is an upgrade on the probe cores. A small stack decoupler. You know what? I'm gonna try the actuators. And then that's going to also give me some chances to do some asteroid grab missions. And that might be kind of interesting. So let's try this out. Let's research this. And we can... Are they going to pop up right away? Orbit of the Sun. I don't really want to do that. I actually took Bildar Kerman, rescue Bildar Kerman, and I figured he'd be in orbit of Kerbin, but I guess because of my New Horizons mission, it was actually out past Elu. So I pretty much have to do another New Horizons and go and rescue Bildar. So yeah, I don't really want to do another rescue mission from the orbit of the Sun, so I'm going to just decline that. Science data from space around Elu. It's too bad I didn't get that before. Position a satellite in specific orbit of Kerbin. I've kind of done that. New orbital station around Kerbin. Yeah, I've done that as well. From orbit of Kerman. Actually, this is a contract I want. Expires in 4 days, and I've got 5 years. Yeah, I'm going to accept this one, and this one I'm going to decline. Build a new surface outpost on Eve. I got 35 years to do that. I'm going to accept this one, actually. This one looks like fun. So let's take a look at our contracts right now. We have a new contract to build an orbital station around Duna. So I'm going to try to do a similar station to what I have around the Mun. I'm going to want to put one around Duna, one around Minmus as well. Minmus is a very, very good place to be. It's very easy to get on and off the surface of Minmus. And I'll be able to do some resource extracting. So those in situ resource extractions, I'm going to do that right on the surface of Minmus. I'll probably do something in the Duna orbit, either on the surface of Duna or something near Duna, like its moon or something like that, or its satellite, I should say. Then I've got a couple surface outposts on the Mun. So likely once we get some of that in situ resource stuff, I'll be able to do that. There's a 13-year deadline on this. And then I've got some satellites. I've done a few of these and kind of knocked them off as I've been going along, but there's still some to do. Then science data from the surface of the Mun. I'm in the midst of doing this one, so I'll be sending that data back as soon as I can rescue them. And it'll probably involve Jebediah and Anchel actually going to the surface of the Mun this time, and actually meeting up and rescuing our two stranded astronauts, or Kerbonauts, I should say. So we'll be doing that. And then what else? Perform atmospheric scans on Kerbin. These we'll need to do with the space plane, and we only have a year to do that. So I'm trying to get as much science as I can. And then these other new missions. Let's just take a quick look. Where is Jermone Kerman? Let's take a look in here, and we should be able to see Jermone Kerman, his wreckage, and it's only 80 kilometers up. So this should be a fairly straightforward rescue mission. Just 80 kilometers up. It has apoapsis of 83 kilometers and periapsis of 72. Not too bad. So that should be pretty easy. I'm not sure what Jermone is. We might be able to see in the astronaut center, although I've heard that it can switch every now and then. So sometimes, if I look at Bildar is a scientist. And if I look at Jermone, Jermone is an engineer. But I've heard that engineers sometimes switch to, or a specific astronaut will sometimes switch to a pilot or a scientist. Kind of hoping to get a scientist. I would like some more of those, but we'll see how that goes. Speaking of which, maybe we can hire one. There's some new ones here. Courage is low and stupidity is high. Not exactly what we want. Tsuyuki. Interesting name. I think we might just wait though. Yeah, we'll just wait. So next mission we're going to be sending a rescue mission for our stranded crew on the Mun. We're going to bring back that data, and we're going to get started on some of the other projects we have. So see if there's any asteroid missions that come up and that sort of thing. So I hope you guys are looking forward to it. It's still a lot of fun for me, so I'll keep doing this, and let's see how things go in the next few episodes. Okay, see you guys later.